Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. My name is Dancy Bearded. This is Nick. I'm going to hit you right away because the people need to know. Nick, how you doing today, sir?
Eh, you know,
What's going on?
I'm doing okay. I mean, despite StreamYard still never liking my camera at home for some reason. Flicker sometimes. So sorry.
Warning.
Yep. Warning, there will be a flicker. I apologize in advance. No, I'm it could who knows? That could be me. I could just be flickering like in and out of reality right now because maybe that's what happens when I actually do finally get sick. I don't know. I hardly ever do get sick. It's usually just like the little ear things, little sinus things. But something got me this time. Full blown aches. Felt like crap. Kind of spent the weekend. I don't really remember how I spent the weekend. So that's probably a sign that it's been like, I think it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday were pretty nasty. Just felt like crap. But fighting through it. And, yesterday had no shortage of things to get done. Neither did today. So just kind of did the thing, man. Started off like normal at 6 a.m. and just kind of fought through it and passed out on a couch last night somewhere watching TV. And here I am. So, hey, it's been, and I have tea. And thanks to my lovely wife, got me. She's like, I need to make you something cold and amazing to drink. And I can't do it without giving you one of your Christmas presents early. So
What?
On one side, it looks like a sweet, Christmas present cup with a straw.
Yeah.
Right. But it's like, why is the ice bloody? How come we got bloody ice? What's that all about? And you turn it around. Oh, it's Art the Clown. There he is. The Miles County Clown coming to spend Christmas with me and my frosty cold beverages with completely bloody ice cube top.
Forgive my ignorance, but who is this clown?
He's from that movie franchise, The Terrifier. Terrifier 1, 2, and 3. 3 in theaters now, or it was. I don't know.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, it's really good. It's just
okay.
But it's one of those ones where, like, unless you're into horror movies, like, you wouldn't hear about it because there's just literally no reason to watch it unless you just like gory movies. Because I mean, it's like one long snuff film. Like, it's not even like there might as well not even be a plot to the first one. Like, it's like Gonzo gore. It's like what you'd experience. It's like if like if there was like those sites that had clips for things, but for horror movies, it's just a bunch of strung together ones of those. Like, it's
Interesting. Yeah, no,
I hope someone quotes me on that last piece if someone caught it.
I'm not a gore movie guy at all, so that doesn't click my radar.
No, you'd hate it. It's like there's it's really but it's winter. I have that. I have tea. I'm making it. I've just been more than not having just my video off on calls, which is ironic that here I am doing a live stream with you guys. But
right.
This group I'm comfortable with. Sick, not whatever. I'm in sweatpants and a hoodie at home, and that's how we're gonna do this live stream today. So,
of course, and
just as what it is.
Time, I agree. Flickering through time and space. I was gonna say, did we finally catch like the glitch in the matrix that is Nick?
I don't know. I didn't go out. I didn't leave the house this morning, so I don't know if my jogger lady was through the neighborhood this morning or not, even though it was raining.
Ooh.
She was yesterday in the rain, like always.
Interesting. And Dynamite, I had a similar thought and then a kind of question for Nick. And by the way, guys, on your way in, if you don't mind, hit that thumbs up. This is the Doctor's Orders live stream on the Dr. Nick's Amazing Man Stuff YouTube channel. We kind of just jumped in today. So if you want to just check in case you forgot, if you want to share this out with a friend, please do. We're going to talk about some randomness today. We're through Black Friday. We're through Cyber Monday. We are kind of that craziness of the neck of the woods is gone. So let's just have a nice chill day. Let's not talk any sales. Let's not talk any deals. Let's just simply talk about whatever the heck we want. And I want to talk about Nick's facial hair, and so does Dynamite. So Dynamite says your beard bun is looking thicker than a Snicker. And it is.
You know what it is? There's a trick to that.
Okay.
There is. And you know what it is? I only learned it recently. It's do not go full. Don't go just because you can wrap, twice.
Yep.
Right? Don't do twice.
Right.
Just because you can wrap 3 times, don't wrap 3 times just because you can. I
Yep.
learned it with braids. It's like the more, obviously, the more you wrap, you're like, yeah, I got that thing around there like 3 or 4 times. But it makes it look smaller because it's more compact, because it's
100%.
because it's dense. So I mean, if you do the same thing, but you do it tight and you go once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, right? You get 4 wraps in there, you get tiny little bun,
Yeah.
But if you go, hold on, let's go compare. 1, 2, 3. We'll go 3. Oh, sport bun. That's what you call that.
Right. Tidy.
That's you got sport bun there. Okay, so now let's just go. I could do this one. 1, and then 2, and then pull it. Boom.
Yeah. Thicker than a Snicker. Almost looks like a heart.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It does.
So I did a video yesterday.
Crooked.
No,
though.
2 days ago. 2 days ago. It's Tuesday. 2 days ago about essentially, when in doubt, grow it out. And if you're considering trimming, if you're all for it and you're very convinced you need it, like I do often, awesome. Do it. I'm not trying to talk anybody out of it. But if you're not sure, if you're on the fence, you never regret waiting. And you came to mind, and you had left a comment on the video as well. And I always think about that, because you have, how long has it been since you've trimmed? Because you essentially abandoned trimming now for a good amount of time.
Any significant trim, yeah, like the squirrely little, hey, this one decided to grow 4 inches longer than the end of the rest of my beard. Yeah, I do those. But God, man, I haven't like shaped or transparency trimmed in like 4 years since the wedding, since right before the wedding.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
That's 4 years ago.
2022.
Okay. Interesting. Now, what about, this was my big question.
Before that was like a few years. So
yeah. What about the mustache? Has that been touched over that time?
No.
No. Interesting. Okay. And I know we're flickering here, but I was wondering about this today. If you could give me like a little closer there and then maybe turn to the side a little bit so people can see the like magnitude and like depth of that mustache and how it comes out. That's crazy. Now, hit us. This is a beard channel, beard product company. Hit us with the pros and cons, because you do a good job of kind of that lazy walrus, sweeping it off the lips there. But you've got clearance. Like if you had like a cage, like if something needed to prevent getting to you, you've got clearance. You got like a bumper. It's like, stay back. Like Jill's very happy with that. She's like, ladies, stay back. There's a bumper zone there. Yep. We got a cougar living next door to me, or kind of living next door. It's the mom of the couple next door. And
so I hear
she's aggressive. And Sam goes outside with me now when her car's out there. But
you need to get Dynamite or someone up there just to be like a body double or something. Maybe one of them gets a credit card out of her or something,
Yeah, or I just need somebody to be with her. Like I feel like she needs something. Yeah.
Tame that cougar.
Yeah, exactly. We're not, no blueprints here, you guys, but yeah, you can figure it out. But pros and cons of your stash as you're drinking out of a mug. I want to hear it all.
Specially designed, I might add. This is very calculated. No one even knows what's going on with that mug right now.
Okay.
I want to be able to be like, okay, hey, con number 1. Okay. Con number 1. Captions. We'll handle that in post.
Yes, got it.
So normally cups like this would no bueno. Okay.
Right.
I can't drink out of a cup like this.
No. You're covered.
No, not at all. It's like what happens when like Dr. Evil does like the Belgian dip, and he's like, we call it that. What's what we call it in Belgium? When he dips his face in there, he gets it on his nose.
Yeah.
But so like this guy has like a little, it's pretty cool.
Nice.
It's got like a little opening. So it's like a normal mug, but it's got like the mustache top, and it's like a little swivel top.
Perfect.
Yeah, love it. Because that just pushes it right off to the side.
Okay, good. Because it's black. It didn't appear you had one. I'm like, what a savage. He's just going in.
No, I would never. So it's it's that or straws, right? So I will say this at this stage, it's much better than it was on the road to this stage.
Ooh, okay. And again, guys, this is
something you have to note.
Yes. So
It's an
it's
investment.
bigger than it's ever been before.
Oh yeah, but
And
much
it's
easier to deal with than ever before.
okay. Explain to people, because there's people on
Mm.
that journey. There's people like at my length and my density that are like, do I push through? Do I keep trimming my lip line? This is gold. That we're
This is, yeah.
listening.
So if you have any, if you like the look at all, but you're like on the way to getting to it,
Yeah.
and you think like, there's no way I can tolerate it once I get there because this is bad enough,
Right.
it gets a lot better. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and that light at the end of the tunnel is once the length gets past the corner of your lips. I find, because what that does is if you take your finger and go like this, it just pushes it up, right? So anything you come in contact with, it just moves it now. Whereas before, if it stops here, you're going into whatever that is right there, right? But now you're going out. It's pushing out. So like it kind of self moves. It stays out of the way much better, and it's not in your mouth, except for the rare case that it is. Then it's extra in your mouth, way more than it ever was.
Okay.
It's easier to avoid it, but when you don't, it's worse.
Gotcha.
So I guess I'll point out that so on the way to this length, though, there were things that I just couldn't deal with at all, right? You couldn't eat a sandwich, basically any sort of sandwich in public, which isn't a problem for you because you don't do gluten.
Right.
But for people who do gluten, they like to eat things that are handheld between buns. It's
Oh.
a nightmare because if there's a sauce or something inside of there and you don't really get to it before it gets there, I know I'm talking about buns and hand holding here. Like this is, man.
Eating it. Public. Hey, okay,
Wow.
I taught middle school. I can't turn
Dayquil? We'll just blame Dayquil? We'll blame Dayquil. It's fine. And so I think it was nightmare situations getting up to here. Nothing with over medium eggs like in public. That was not an option. Mayonnaise, not possible. But what I will say is that things have gotten much, much easier because one, from a styling perspective, you can style it with heat way off to the side now. Like there's no wax or anything in my mustache right now. Like there's not even any balm. There's no styling product at all right now in my balm. Wow. And I'll be perfectly honest, since I'm not feeling well and I did kind of get ready to leave the house, it's not heat treated right now either. I don't think.
Wow.
This is just today. This is out of the shower because it normally would not stand out this far because normally I'd be pulling it over with the heat so it'd flatten it a little bit.
And that stuck out to me was the dimension you had today. So that makes sense.
Yeah. So this is pretty untreated.
Okay.
But I will say that like I'm glad that I did let it get to this point because when I had it short, the upkeep on it being short was way more upkeep than it is right now too, because you had to keep it at that lip length. And if you did it wrong, you could give yourself an undesirable look pretty quickly if you messed up that short trim because it's like a real small margin of error that you have there.
For sure. Okay. And then question, with the mustache, can you pull the like center guys forward? How long is like the center of your mustache?
I should have. Do I have a comb up here? I'm surprised I don't. If I don't, I might need to go black for a moment and come back. I'll get a comb. But until then, let's see.
All right, let me see.
The center guys?
Yeah. So those reach the corner of your lip by themselves. Wow. Okay.
So like these guys go all the way way over.
Huh.
And so they just kind of curl over themselves.
See, that's the kind of stuff that you don't see covered enough when you're hearing about like, man, Nick's got this gold mustache. For my people in the stream last night, people would say, must be nice. But then you realize like, oh, you're able to do that because it can sweep all the way over from the center even.
Yeah, it's just length. It's there's no like people are like, how do you get your mustache looking like that? I'm like, don't cut it. I'm like, just grow it. And like you said, like when in doubt, grow it out. Like that's what I did. I literally, it's like many things in life. If you don't know what to do, sometimes just like hold on to something that you know isn't going to damage the situation until you get to a point where something makes sense.
We just had that. Nick and I were working through like a opportunity situation.
It's exactly what happened.
An unrelated message came from the side and was like, essentially, without knowing anything we were doing, was like, don't do this. And it was like, oh,
okay.
We waited and we were right. So interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Final mustache question and answer however you would like. And then Jill, feel free in the chat. How does, and we have a a comment. Mom says, hi from Knoxville. She's in and watching, but technology is fighting with her.
Oh,
Okay.
that's okay.
Yeah,
That's
and that
okay. Hi,
happens.
Mom.
Hi. But how does Jill feel about the mustache?
So she feels about the mustache as much as attention I give to managing having a mustache, really. I mean, that's
Okay.
what it comes down to is obviously is if I go and if I have a cup like this and I take a big drink of water and immediately go up and try to kiss Jill, I will immediately cover her in whatever water is left on my mustache.
Yep.
That is true for any other beverage. So obviously that's not nice. Like that's not pleasant. She doesn't like that. No one likes
Fair.
that. But like so in that situation, she hates my mustache. But when I'm like am in my normal in my which is a normal state would kind of just like you do, right? You check, make sure you're not disgusting in lots of ways throughout the day.
Right.
I make sure I'm kind of like do one of those real quick and then go in, right? I want to make sure there's no squirrelies. I don't want to poke her in the eye.
Yep.
On top of, I want to make sure there's no, masala chai sitting there waiting for her. So, I mean, like, so she feels fine about it because typically I'm conscious that it's there and can be, wet or out of place or, otherwise just uncomfortable. So I try to manage that pretty well. I think if I didn't, she probably would not like me having a long mustache. I think because I do, she likes the look, and I think from a dealing with it perspective, isn't much different for her than dealing with a short one.
Okay. All right. Because I have found that seems to be the. She said, "I love his mustache. She's not waterboarded."
When not being waterboarded, perfect.
That seems to be the biggest complaint from women with their man and facial hair. I don't really hear about beard length or beard shape or beard really anything much from women, but I do get about the mustache. And so that's awesome that it's not any kind of issue for Joe.
No, you got to manage it. It's like, it's like living with a wild animal on your face. You gotta wrangle that thing.
Love that. All right. And then our guy G Squared said, are you guys familiar with the band? Is it Stessie? Benjamin Metalcore Christmas?
But I will.
There you go.
I'm writing it down.
Jill's playing it right now, actually. She's looking it up.
Guaranteed she is.
There you go, G Squared.
I'm on it.
Stessie. Okay, got it.
On it.
And guys and girls, if you guys have any questions or topics or anything from the stream, you guys get priority because you're here and giving us your time, and we really value that. And if you have questions just like that, like this is open to beard questions. This is open to mustache questions, product questions. If you've ever been like, I wonder how Nick has done this, this is the time to do that. It really is. So it's a great opportunity. And with that said, it's also a great opportunity for the first time in many weeks to dedicate some actual substantial time to the Random Wheel of Tangents on Tuesday here. So we'll get going. Any word on I think we do have a slight update. Any word on deodorant, Nick?
Yeah. It's down to like that final recipe that I've been alluding to. We're down to suppliers, and we're down to the point of looking at the formulation from like a dollars and cents perspective and how it works. So it's down to now like formulation rationalization stage. So that's much further along than we've been before.
Boom.
And I'm using what will be kind of like very, very close to our end state formula right now.
Yeah, I'm excited. And Nate had a rough weekend. He had a fair, an expo, a show, selling products. And he was coming around the corner to go get stuff out of his car. And the gate was coming down and caught him in the eyebrow pretty nasty.
Oh,
blood everywhere.
Oh, dude, that's brutal.
Yeah. Yep. That is a brutal one.
That sucks.
And John, great question. Difference of co-wash and conditioner. Now, I do have a video on that on the Dan C. Bearded channel. Essentially, a marketing term. Co-wash was just used for a long time as a branding thing for conditioner. Now, if we're asking what it is, they're both conditioners, different terms, but co-wash can be a verb. If you're going to co-wash your beard, that is someone saying that they are using conditioner by itself to clean and wash their beard. Now, I do not recommend that at all. I don't think that's washing at all. There's no washing properties to conditioner. There's sealing and coating and smoothing and softening properties. But if your beard is dirty at all and you put that on over top of it, all you're doing is locking in that stuff you don't want in your beard. So the difference is, one is a good name for a product and how you should use it, and the other is not. And so, yeah, that's about it. That's about it.
Super easy way to look at it.
Yeah. Yep. Simple. And Jacked Up says, if you have not gotten the Yule Tree and peppermint bark, you need to.
The peppermint bark this year is just something ridiculously special about it too. I don't know.
Everybody is raving. Corey from Weatherbeard, Nate's like best friend, he said he's worn it every night this month and can't get enough of it. And this was on your guys' video, and congratulated and said, "Wow, what an amazing product."
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks, dude. I mean, I don't know what Jill did. I think it's between steeping and just like really just getting it dialed in. It's like, I think it's just something special this year.
Wow. My wife and I co-wash my beard. Cool. Thanks for sharing. Awesome. And
hey, I like that. Yeah. He
that?
washes it, and sometimes she also washes it. So they
is that the play on it?
His beard.
Cooperate, wash
like they co-pilot the washing process.
He said, kidding. No, run with it. Go with that.
I'm giving you an out.
Co-pilot. It was too smart for me to even get. So that's why we have Nate here.
Super smart jokes.
Jill, she said to Nate, "You need to borrow my eye patch." Well played, Jill. Well played. That was good. And G Squared said, magic butter use number 6,572. Nosebleed protection in the dry winter. Put some up there to stop the cracks.
Well, look at that. G Squared never ceases to amaze me with his drops of knowledge. So
he is. He's a beautifully random, intelligent, unique little human ball of energy. That's what I would say. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Still making noise. I have it on silent. I don't even know what's beeping. I'm like, how are things beeping? Have everything silent. Do not disturbs on. Got like my thing off here. Somehow it's like I keep hearing beeps. Again, Dayquil. I'm gonna blame Dayquil.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Or a glitch in the matrix. Either way. Yeah. One of the ones. And Jill said longer steep, I think, helped this year, but wow.
Yeah. She even pointed it out the other day. She brought it up too, and it was on her gloves. And she's like, "Smell this." She's like, "Something special this year."
Everybody's been raving about it this year.
It's a winner.
Yep. Zach says it's so awesome. Roger said it's in his rotation, running low. Gotta get some more. Remember, guys, this is not a push, but just genuinely a reminder, because I think it was Jacob Jacked Up that was like, I didn't get it last time. I'm not making that mistake again. Just know that it is seasonal, right? Obviously, the concept of Christmas. And usually Dr. Nix likes to run it at Christmas and then Christmas in July. So kind of a 2-year option to be able to get it. But once it goes away in early January at pretty much latest, it's going to be gone. So, yeah. Is peppermint bark more pepperminty this year? How would you describe the change this year, Jill or Nick?
Oh, it's just like so if it had layers before, there's more space between all those layers now. The layers are thicker. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, for some reason you can pick it apart better. The cacao, like that natural kind of just creaminess that you get out of that with a couple of Jill's secret little additions. I think it's just like you really do get like this hot cocoa peppermint bark. Like you really do get that essence from it. Like, especially if you hit it with an Aberlite afterwards.
That's what you always say. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, especially on the mustache right underneath your nose.
If you intermittent fast and you don't eat in the morning, I
You're
don't
in trouble.
recommend using the peppermint bark with a heat brush
Yeah,
in the morning because
you're
you
gonna
will
ruin
get
your fast.
ravenously hungry.
And G Squared said, Dan, is there a scenario where you could not necessarily recommend co-washing, but it's okay for someone not washing their beard first, but putting conditioner if it's not dirty? So G Squared, I would probably push back on that and say if you didn't wash your beard, it's going to be dirty. Your beard surrounds your mouth. Your beard is out and present with pollutants. Your beard is out and present with your spit, with everything. That's why I recommend washing daily. So no, I can't think of any positive situation for
I can't
beard
either.
hair where you're just using conditioner at all.
Here. And, I even, to second that, to add to it, conditioner with panthenols and everything else that are inside conditioners, they're meant to lock in what is on the surface of that hair. You should only be putting a conditioner on your hair when it is absolutely clean.
Yeah.
Because like in the shower, because you're locking in at a chemical level everything that's on the surface of your hair.
Yeah.
So whatever, like Dan said, whatever salt, whatever oil, whatever you've collected throughout the day, you get in the shower, water doesn't rinse it off. You put conditioner in it. That's going to lock whatever you picked up, and it's going to
100%.
lock it into your hair.
And I try, conditioner is a pretty like difficult concept to really get and understand. And I try to explain it. And I'll hit it one more time for those of you that get, because it's very interesting to me. So our beard hairs have a certain charge to them. And beard hairs are imperfect. Every single one is porous. Every single one has cracks. It's
just like us.
Yeah. Oh, it's like a snowflake, So it's I was in serious teacher mode. Then this guy comes out first row throwing like sentimental. He gets sick. He gets lovey. Oh, he's Nick or Jill. He's real cuddly when he's sick, isn't he? I know that's a fact. Oh yeah. He's cuddly, guys.
I'm a giant pain in the ass, so I have to be.
Just like us. But it's God dang. So it's your hair is stacked up keratin, essentially similar to dead skin cells or your fingernail cells. They stack up on top of each other, and it's kind of like a pine cone, right? And we know that they can be closed or they can open, but also along the way, there's little cracks, there's little chips out of it. It's not perfect by nature or by nurture and what you're doing to it. And so the parts that are damaged have an even more extreme charge as the same as the hair. Well, conditioner is the opposite charge. So it is attracted to your hair, and it's super attracted to those areas of imperfection. And those areas of imperfection are important because when you have one hair that has an imperfection and the other hair has an imperfection and they get onto each other, that's where you get tangles. That's where you get snags, right? If a hair is perfectly smooth, they should never tangle. They should never snag. That shouldn't be possible. They would just go, whoo. And so what happens is they catch that other snag and then they get tangled. Then it feels rough. It feels like hay. What conditioner does is it goes in, coats those hairs, and really latches onto those imperfections. And when you rinse out conditioner properly, you're getting rid of all of the conditioner except for those imperfection areas, and it is latching, it is sealing, it is staying on there. That's why you can run a comb through your beard, and it doesn't impact the absorption rate. It doesn't really have any harm when you're doing it properly because you're rinsing off the excess stuff, and the rest of the hair is still porous and is able to absorb. Now, just like Nick said, though, you're locking in whatever is there, and you're locking it in at the chemical level. And so if you're not washing your beard, you're locking in spit. You're locking in sodium from your sweat. You're locking in whatever pollutants, whatever is in your water, like chlorine, these different things. Like, you got to wash your beard first. There really is no situation where that can be beneficial, like at all.
I mean, if someone was like, I only have the ability to do one thing in the shower, I can either wash or I can condition. Which one am I doing? And I'm like, wash and then use extra butter, like all day.
Yep. Conditioner is not needed for the healthiest beard. It can sure help. It can make it feel better. It can make it comb better. Wash is needed.
At the end of the day, I would call conditioner probably the only superficial leaning shower product, right?
Shower product for sure.
Yeah, I mean it is, right? It's more of a convenience item, right? It's aesthetics. It's easier to comb, easier to dry, easier to style. But at the end of the day, it's not necessarily like on a long-term level doing anything for like the actual core health of your beard. Like it's not. except for maybe locking in nutrients into those imperfections that you are delivering through
Yeah.
things like the oil-based washes, and maybe if any suspended oils in the conditioner, like that's good, right?
Yeah.
But that's those imperfections make up what percentage of your beard hair,
Right.
right? The
And it's,
surface of your beard hair needs to be nourished in so many other ways.
yep, it's pretty much a preventative measure. You're
Yeah,
preventing tangles, you're preventing snags, and you're adding in a little bit of comfort.
and
Oh,
that could
snap.
prevent damage.
Rob's got a new picture. What up, Rob? JB, what up, dude? Missed you last night.
Mean beard Rob.
Hope all is well. And no, you have
Looking
not missed Cracker Nasty yet. We're just kind of hitting your guys' topics and questions. We do have the wheel ready,
Oh,
so
let's see what
stay
it
tuned
does.
on that. Nick, got a red beard, or is it a light effect?
No, it's kind of it's multifaceted. It's
Yeah,
like it has a nomadic color, just like my accent.
I call
No,
it rustic.
yeah, it's like red brown, and then
Yeah,
it's like you definitely get some dark areas over here, and then over here it's like straight up red, and then in the middle of all this, it's like black.
yeah.
Like
Middle
I
of
have
mine's
like
gray.
yeah, and then it's like right here in the front, start getting some of these little. I got some of these grays coming in. They're not
Yep,
going just like happens with red beards. The ones that have gone unpigmented have gone straight white hairs.
always right to it.
Oh yeah, like the spots right here. It's like I have like there's like 10 of them. It's like there's like ding 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 ding.
Yeah, because you're not like a raging ginger. Like it's not like red, but
No,
there is red. I mean,
and
it's
then
yeah,
blonde, and then red, and then brown, and then it is. It's like 8 colors.
yeah, yeah. It's interesting, interesting, beautiful, interesting.
Why?
Arden, how you doing, my friend?
What's up,
Thank you.
dude?
We got the birthday card for Sam and the Thanksgiving card, man. So thank you so much for that kindness. I actually just got it yesterday. We had not been to the PO box in a little bit.
What a guy.
Yep. And Timothy, my buddy, says, this is my first winter going through with Dr. Nick's products on my shelf, and I don't know how I lived without the magic butter. We gotta get a screen like this. Get that off there. Without the magic butter, it saved the dry skin on my face in this cold, dry weather.
Dude, preaching to the choir, my friend. Like I don't know how I made it through so long without our face wash in the winter and our butter. Like those two things they save me so much these months. Like even with them, I still get like little bits of dry skin. But just before, man, I used to just be so bad. Like I was just dry skin everywhere.
Timothy, careful. Big Lotion's listening. They've been following me since my video, so careful.
Careful
on that one.
You got like a Lubriderm truck parked outside your house for all the wrong reasons.
For real. Yeah. The optics on that are real weird. The cougar gets all excited. Hey, calm down. So, and I had another one. Nick or Zach would describe your beard as copper.
I'll take that.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I like that.
And Chinning says, I need to find a good hair shampoo and conditioner that doesn't cost an arm and leg. I use Paul Mitchell Tea Tree, and I swear it dries out my scalp, and my hair isn't as healthy.
We have a good hair shampoo that won't that won't do that. If you took all the good ingredients out of that Paul Mitchell Tea Tree, like if you just went through, and if you were ever don't even look at our ingredients, go through like a Paul Mitchell and be like, ooh, I like that. Yep, that sounds good. I can pronounce that. And that would make, obviously some vitamin E. Okay, yep, go ahead. And if you built that list, I bet you'd be pretty close to the formula of our shampoo.
Yeah, aloe-based.
Yeah, it's an aloe-based shampoo, and it's no water, and there's a bit of residual oil that's super fatted with surfactants and a plant-based preservative. That's literally all that's in it. So if you take like the stuff that you like out of the Paul Mitchell and take out the things that they've done to like globally stabilize that recipe with about an additional 20 ingredients, it's the same stuff. But the big difference is when the surfactant, like we'll talk about this, like the body wash stuff, but we're trying to, like, I love our body wash, but I feel like it could use like an upgrade in the surfactant department to get like a richer, denser like foam. Cause you see some of these like luxury body washes out there, and there's no reason some of those qualities can't make it into ours. And so we're gonna talk about surfactants as it relates to shampoo, head shampoo, body washes, all that stuff is coming up. So stay tuned, because Dr. Nix is about to do all kinds of crazy stuff in that world.
In-house too, and just
Mm-hmm.
tread lightly on Sam's body wash, please. That's that keeps a little bit of sanity in our house.
There's gonna be there's nothing ever going to change about that base. Like
Okay.
that is 1,000 going to always be our core body wash.
Okay.
And then I think there's going to be some really cool things that we can do as spin-offs from it.
Yeah, for sure. And lots of great comments. Jacob says the shampoo and conditioner is awesome. He says it got rid of his son Daniel's dandruff. Dennis says Cole is loving the shampoo, body, and face wash.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome. And JB says Dr. Nix is now my only shampoo and conditioner. I have shorter hair, but I still like it better after conditioner as well. I still do both, even if it's not totally necessary. It's the only I rotate my head hair shampoo just like I do my beard. And so one day I will use a solid beard wash bar on my head hair, and then the next day I use Dr. Nix shampoo. It's no brainer. It's so good, so dang good.
Nice. Yeah. I'm just straight face wash on my head, but it's like that just works like crazy.
He's bald, you guys. Okay, he's bald. See, yep, there we go. Oh, hey, easy. They got to pay for that. Eric says, will there be peppermint rosemary face wash?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow.
Too many people are asking for it. I mean, there's no way we can't do it. So that's once we get through the end of the year here. I mean, that's one of the things that's right on it's made it from the conversation to the notebook, and now it's on the whiteboard, I believe, at the office. So it's right. It's gonna happen.
Let's go. Thank you, Eric, for asking. There's some lines I can't cross and ask to that. That's why I need that. Yeah, it's so good. And Arden says he washed his beard this morning. I washed my beard this morning. Always have a hard time getting all the shampoo rinsed out. Arden, got you covered, man. Simple, and I do mean this. You're just using too much. Cut back. Try half. There should be no issue rinsing beard wash out.
Nope.
Just using too much, my man.
The problem is you have to use less of ours than you use of other brands out there because it's not diluted. So 100%. If you're used to using a quarter, you guys start using a dime or you know a nickel.
Yeah, it's different when you're using aloe bases as compared to water bases.
Heck yeah.
There's not saying anything's wrong with anything, but it's you use less. Now, does that mean you come back to buy it less from Dr. Nix? Probably, but you're getting more for what you pay for.
I'd rather have less plastic out there. So
yes. Yep. And Bruce said, I'm meaning to try the head shampoo, but peppermint rosemary seems to be sold out every time I look to buy.
That is a common problem.
Yeah. So do you want to give any kind of updates? We had a lot of people reach out about stock, a lot of people with this. How's the stock looking for the future? How's the procedures? Is it just kind of the reality of this small business right now that things will be continuing to go out of stock? Or what's the plan or the update there for anybody moving into the new year?
So like we try to have a regular schedule of, we do have a regular schedule of production. And the challenge is when sales happen or things get spiky, then it ends up causing things to all of a sudden drain out before they were kind of in our schedule of production. So then that pushes back other production. So then those things that were scheduled to run out do, right? So you kind of run into a twofold problem. It's like the things that would run out if you didn't put them through production do run out as anticipated. And then the ones that you don't expect, all of a sudden they get a run because of a sale or someone talks about our butter being the best thing to ever be put on their body. And next thing you know, in a day, 60 butters go off the shelf and they're completely out of stock because the next stuff's not coming out of curing for a couple of days. Right. So it is the nature of a small batch. Think of like a husband and wife team that were bakers, and they had a baker and all of a sudden it was Christmas and they have their normal cookies that they make all the time and they got their Christmas cookies, and people come in buying Christmas cookies, also buy other cookies, right? So it's like you end up selling the stuff that's on sale, you end up selling the stuff that's already there. And sometimes by, if you were normally had leftover cookies the next day, you might be out of stock by 2 o'clock instead of having leftovers that day.
Yep.
So it's the same symptom. And so really what it comes down to now is we think we have some ideas coming into 2025 from a staffing standpoint that could kind of free Jill up to get into formulation land more like she would like to be. And from a production standpoint, hopefully just get 5-day a week production or start with 3-day a week production happening that's outside of just being limited to Jill and I. So we have some production stuff coming up this year, and some just again expansion from staff. Like this year was obviously facilities and equipment and staff, shipping partners, expansion from just to handle new volume, shipping partners, new software in that space. And so I think a lot of these things are all kind of coming together to everyone says do the job you want before you get the job, right? We're always kind of handling the demand and handling the new workload before we actually have the things in place to all the way meet it, because we never want to oversubscribe what we put in place and cause strain on the business, right? We never want to staff up too much, for example, and make our lives too easy and then realize that we didn't have the volume to support the staff we brought on.
Right.
Those are the things that you have to balance, and you got to keep, and it's people's livelihoods at stake. It's not just your beard products at stake, right? It's if we bring someone on and commit to them and they leave another job to come on full time with us, and we don't have the volume to meet that, but we're like, well, things are going out of stock, so we need to have someone full time in this area of production, and then it ends up not being full time work for that person, right? That's either strain on the business because we're paying them while they're not working, or they're not getting paid because they're not working, and that doesn't work for them to stay. And so it's one of those balancing acts that you just kind of have to do. And so we are always doing the opposite. We're always getting busy and oversubscribing ourselves, and then taking that oversubscription and offloading it to somebody else so that we can continue then to figure out how to oversubscribe ourselves again and rinse and repeat. But it's a much safer growth strategy, but you will experience some different growing pains, which are things going in demand that don't quite have the volume to meet the demand yet. But I'll whisper it into the microphone. For us, that's a good problem. It's not a bad thing at all.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, it's a great problem to have.
I'm glad you're able to break that down, because I think there are points in there that a lot of consumers just don't ever think about or see.
Yeah, and why would you?
Yep, and a lot of it kind of goes like this. You go up, and then there's a plateau while you're figuring. You go up, and then there's a plateau while you're figuring. Because like you said, what if you do hire somebody that leaves their job, they're down in the packing and shipping, receiving department, and then you have one of these, but then all of a sudden it stays here or goes down a little bit. Right. Now there's a lot of strain. So you just got to make sure that that new demand is being sustained and then growing before you can start taking those big steps.
Yeah. And then doing things in the background, like figuring out how to bring more and more and more in-house, how to improve packaging, how to improve and streamline. And then you start creating efficiencies. So it's like you kind of split off that little sub process, and it's a lot of fun. That's what I like about it. That's a fun little challenge.
Yep. No, 100%. Yeah, these all go through it. It really is just ups and downs and pulling the right levers, and there's no guarantee, and you got to make those right calls. So the best way for you guys to keep stuff in stock more in the future is keep buying, so we know that demand is there for Dr. Nick's, and then they can make the necessary adjustments. Yep.
That's it. We'll always be there for you. We're always doing our best to do it. Just know that it's never a lack of effort. It's
exactly.
It's just meeting the ebbs and the flows.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So, John, super quick here. He says, how does the shampoo with conditioner work if the conditioner is supposed to lock in after the shampoo cleans it? So remember, it's that concept. We're cleaning all of those things out from our beard, the salt, the dirt, the grease, the things that we don't want. And then that conditioner is going in, and the number one role of conditioner, guys, just remember that, is to find those imperfections in the hair, preferably a clean hair, smooth those out so you can go through your beard softer with a comb. And people will say like, oh, my beard feels so much lighter and softer. No, it's just smoother. It's just a little mental game you play on yourself. It's just smoother. What what makes a beard feel dry and brittle? When you can't run your fingers through it, right? When you're like,
Yeah.
that's just your hair getting tangled and snagged. Usually the fibers are all like this. The conditioner does this. I actually will be doing a video in the very near future. I've not said this publicly because people have a tendency to steal my video ideas, even though nobody really makes beard content anymore, so they can't steal it. But it's the concept that using conditioner, if you use it properly, especially with the frequency, it can actually help the absorption of your beard, because when the things are like this, there's a lot of inflammation going on, and that's not good for any kind of absorption. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Nick, any update? And man, I was like dedicated more time to the wheel than you guys just have had so many on point questions. And again, I do want to prioritize you guys that are here in the moment. How many times you get to speak to an owner directly?
Of course.
Any update timeline for the wood display bases? Real recap, the CNC machine had some issues, and then Nick was working through those. Where we at?
CNC machine is good and operational, and so now we're I think what we'll probably end up doing is, as things are kind of cold and we're locked inside here through the course of the winter, it's probably going to be a pretty good time to spend some quality time with the CNC. So it's back up and running, and I've shot some things through it. I've been playing around with it to be fully transparent like usual. I've been figuring out how to 3D map my dog's face and carve it into wood, because I thought it'd be neat to know how to 3D map things and then carve it into wood, as opposed to 3D mapping things and building them out with like a 3D printer.
Right.
So I'm just trying to do the opposite, just for fun.
That's not your personality at all.
No. And so I figured I'd figure that out. And then, but the display bases, we just have to select some wood that we want to use. So maybe I think what we'll probably do is we'll get busy, over the next month or so, probably getting some things picked out. We got some cool options downstairs from us between walnut and some, I saw some really, one of the ones I was thinking of was some really cool reclaimed stuff that we had, like old beams. I thought it'd be neat to do like a small limited run out of them that are like out of like old, like 100-year-old reclaimed, wood beams.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So we got some cool stuff coming on those. They're definitely coming back. I'd say if you were going to look for it, I think I just wanted to get through the holidays, and I didn't want any expectation of them being ready for Christmas, because I just couldn't do it. Yep. So I'd say early on in 2025 would be looking at those coming back.
Love that. And congrats, Zach. He said he passed his differential equations yesterday. Nice.
Whoa.
Awesome, man.
That's awesome.
Dave says, Dr. Nick's products are the best I've used in the longest time. And he's been around for a long time in the game.
Why, thank you, sir.
Cold brew. Any other products expansion, even though G Squared said unlikely?
Cold brew. So expanding cold brew out of just oil?
Yeah. Is there any other products? I think Jill said something about a coffee face wash, but that might be unrelated.
There's the idea of a coffee scrub, and there's an idea of a coffee face wash. Yeah, that had like an exfoliant that almost had some coffee in it. So there we go.
Okay, thank you, Jill.
Body wash and like a body scrub. Both of them would be slightly exfoliating. Maybe I think the caffeine was the idea in the face wash, and the exfoliant properties were the idea in the body wash.
Love that. Now, my tippity top of the mountain, personally, of the wish list for 2025, Blanco wants to know the outlook on the sample pack.
So good. Our new bottle supplier that we're working with, we've now, no one even noticed that our past couple of months of shipments have been in our new bottle supplier's bottles.
No.
Total tablecloth out from underneath the dishes, and it was seamless, and our labels didn't notice, and neither did anybody's fingers. So I think that supplier is working with us to come up with some pretty cool sample pack ideas.
Perfect. And that sounds pretty custom too.
Yeah, there's going to be some custom ability to build a sample pack, and then there's going to be, I think, also the ability to have some variety packs that are available in like maybe like 15 milliliter sizes, things like that. Cool. So like bigger than a sample size, but smaller than a full size kind of
half ounce boys. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool. Awesome. All right, guys, we have just under here 9 minutes to go on the random tangent wheel as submitted by you guys. And a couple of these have been on for a month or two, so hopefully we'll be able to knock these off before adding some new ones. Are you ready, Nick, for this?
I'm so ready.
All right.
I'm reading some of these and they're awesome.
Yeah, they're all over the place. I don't even remember who submitted
Let's do it.
most of them. But
Stump the chump. Let's do it.
Yeah, they're all over the place. Okay, simple one here. Best casual fast food. So like the best fast cash type food, which is like Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, that type where you're going up to get it. It's not McDonald's, it's not Arby's, but it's not a sit-down restaurant. In the chat, what is your best fast casual food? I'll hit mine right away. It used to be this place called Payway, which is like
Payway, the noodle bowl place.
So it's PF Chang's, but it's their fast casual one.
Yeah, it looks like Pee-wee almost, but it's Payway.
Yeah, exactly. But Violet got food poisoning from, remember the hotel every 20 minutes throwing up? It was food poisoning, and it was PF Chang's, so they're dead to me. Never again.
Oh, yep.
Never again. And so no, Taco Bell's straight up fast food. No, that's fast food. We're talking, it's a step above.
That's a reach.
Yeah. It's a step up. And guys, I love taco. I just went on a rant last night about how good the Cantina, but we're talking just
Cantina tacos are so good.
Oh my God, stupid. But just a step above that for me, it's any kind of fast casual Mediterranean food. So for us, it's Pita Way, which is what I love.
We got like Pita Factory. Is it like it's like the Euro Factory or something like that?
Yeah, or Pita Palace is a big
whatever.
One.
Oh yeah, I'll take any of those over like over a Panera or like any of those any day.
Exactly. Give me some
Euro. Yeah, exactly. Euro company.
Yep. Give me some turmeric rice, some almonds, some white meat chicken, some
cayenne
pepper. Yeah.
Give me some shaved pork off the spit right onto the flat top griddle.
Yep. So that's me.
Yeah.
What about you?
So I mean, I kind of just want to go with that now because anytime we're well, I'll tell you. Actually, it's like my favorite kind my favorite walk up service any kind is taco shop. So like anything that's gonna like you're talking to a West Coast kid and I'm used to not up here so much. They exist, but being able to walk up somewhere and get like the foil burritos, like at a nice little Mexican place, but they got the to-go counter on the side.
Yep.
So I'd say for me, like it's any kind of like, nice, upper scale, think upscale taco stand, or, like Cuban, Cuban to go, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Like La Teresita in Tampa.
Mark, that sounds like a good setup. He says that Chinese fast casual by him. You walk up, make a plate, pay, and walk out.
Damn. So it's like a buffet, but like to go. It's like a to-go buffet.
That's dope.
Wow.
That's dope. And Nate is right. We are highly spoiled with like Middle Eastern, Mediterranean food here. So like Dearborn, Michigan is the highest concentration of a Muslim population in the United States. And in a lot of this, right, you have a
not have guessed that.
Yeah, number one. Dearborn, Michigan is number one population in the U.S. And so we have it, and it just kind of branches out away from Dearborn. We have the most authentic and most beautiful Greek, Lebanese.
I was going to say Lebanese probably super big.
Lebanese is my favorite. So yeah, Pita Way is my number one. And essentially the Greeks and Lebanese are the same thing with just different names.
Oh, Lebanese is so good though. They got the kibbeh.
Ooh, yeah.
Kibbeh's so good.
And I am limited on some of my stuff, right, with the gluten, but
because I think it's like bulgur wheat is what's in kibbeh.
Yep. But I know and I smell and I see all the things, but man, my wife, Lebanese food, and I feel good after Lebanese food. I don't feel full. I don't feel tired. I don't feel fat. I love my buddy Rod, RAAD, is the owner of Pita Way, and it's just insanely good.
We're going to get Indian food tonight. That's where we're actually meeting my buddy Bailey. We're going to grab Indian food up in Weymouth.
Get it as hot as you freaking can and burn all of that illness off.
So I'm considering it, but I just don't know. I don't
Hot,
know.
hot. When I go
Mm.
hot when I'm sick, it's like
I
magic.
just
I'm
don't
good.
want hot stomach. I don't want hot belly. I just don't. I don't know if I can handle
Do
it.
it.
I've been having the crap beat out of me too much past couple days.
Then you don't want the crap burning out of you.
I don't. I don't want the hellfire.
Right.
They have a challenge. They have like this Indian place has this little thing. It's like a spicy chicken.
Oh, like how much you can eat and try to get.
No, it's like if you can eat it, I think.
Oh wow. All right. So somebody submitted and they essentially said they feel like we have some childhood trouble stories. Like we were active, like mischievous boys, and that we have some good stories. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure we can each hit a story on getting in trouble. And I have several to pick from.
Yeah,
And
I got so many good ones. I'll tell a quick one.
yeah, do it.
It just hit my mind the other day. We were doing something downtown in Boston. We saw an Urban Outfitters. It's like a clothing store. I don't know if you have those.
Yeah.
So it's like, anyway, they have one down in Boston, and so I like telling third person trouble stories so that I can't be incriminated later. So
There was a boy.
So Urban Outfitters, we were me and my so it's me and a few friends of mine in high school, and my friend his name is Dan, and we'll oh damn, I should have said his last name, but not his first and last name together, because his last name was actually pretty funny. But anyway, we were there, and he decided to steal a shirt from inside of Urban Outfitters, so he's like showing me what he's doing while he's doing it. He's got this shirt and he puts it down the front of his pants. And we're both like going for the door, and this is on Newberry Street in Boston, and so it's like lots of foot traffic right out front. And so he walks out first, and I walk out right behind him, and the alarm goes off, like the little clothing tag, alarm goes off because he didn't remove the tag like an idiot, right? So he walks through and he continues on through the glass door, and he tries to be super slick, right? So I stop, the door closes, he's outside. He throws the shirt out of he just kind of pulls it and throws it into traffic and turns around and walks back inside, back into the store. And he's like, what? He's like, I didn't do anything. Like, what? And so the security comes up and the lady comes out, and everyone comes up real quick. And he's like, what? No, I don't have anything. I don't have a backpack. No, nothing. And he walks through the thing again, and it doesn't go off. Okay. So he's like, I don't know what happened, and they were about to let him go. And a woman walks in from the street, and she's like, excuse me, holding the shirt. She's like, I just saw this young man throw this shirt into the street out of this front door. Yep, that one right there. And the security guy's like, thanks, ma'am.
Ma'am?
Oh, no, yeah, they took him, called the cops, had to have his parents leave work, come down to the store in the city. It was we didn't see him for like 6 months after that happened. Like, he didn't get to leave his house forever. And like, he was this close, like just so close. And a woman walks in. Excuse me. It was like the 1997 version of a Karen walked in and just ruined his entire summer.
Oh, no thanks. Yeah, so I have so many, but my theft one I'll go with. I forget what grade it was, like 4th or 5th grade, and I finally get a girlfriend that I like, and I'm like, oh, I'm really into this girl. So my sister, who is a year and a half younger than me, she had gotten for like Christmas these like new frog earrings, and my sister was in like 2nd or 3rd grade, so just little girl earrings. I stole them from her to give to my girlfriend, but I could only steal the earrings. I didn't have like the thing that it goes in. And I'm like, I can't present her with just like frog earrings in my hand. So I'm like on the lookout for like what I can do. And at school, we had the book fair at the time, and they sold like a coin purse. You remember the like little like squeezable, like little rubber coin purses that
easy.
That like would go open like this,
Yeah.
And
we'll be right back.
Yeah. And so I stole that from the art, or from the book fair. I put the earrings in them. I gave them to her, and she's just like, "Oh my God, thank you so much, so nice." She ended up being a D1 golfer of all things, and she goes home. Next day she comes back. She's like, "My mom told me I have to give these back. That they're like too nice of a gift." And I'm like, "Oh man!" And yeah, the clam change pouch. That's exactly what it is. And
Yep.
so she gave them back to me. And then I forgot how exactly went down, but my parents found out I stole the earrings from my sister to give to this girl. And while they did that, they're like, "Where did you get this like coin purse? Where is this from?" And I was like, I forget what lie I made up. It was I was a horrible liar. It was atrocious. I was so bad. Like my parents knew every single time I lied. And then they made me go to the school, made me return this thing to the book fair person, and just like the most utterly like scarring moment. But I don't think I ever stole again after that. I was so scared to steal because I had to go walk as a fifth grader to this lady and apologize and give it to her. And man, oh man, did that stick with me. And I don't think I've ever
mission
stolen again.
accomplished.
Yeah. I think she still stayed with me too. So that was a good one. And then the other one, super quick, my worst behavior day as an adolescent. Two things happened in one day. So the same sister, she's an Ivy League lawyer. She was born an Ivy League lawyer. We did not get along ever. But my parents
She was born an Ivy League lawyer.
She was.
She was born with a Juris Doctorate.
Yes.
Like she
had like the gavel in her hand at all times. And
yeah, JD coming out.
Hot. Man, biggest trouble I got in with her was a little bit later when I was older. We were at B-Dubs, never forget. She said something, and I hit her back with, and my parents are with us, and I hit her back with, "That's why you've never had a boyfriend." Oh, that didn't go well. But back to my worst childhood day. So she got under my skin, really got on my nerves, and some of the people know this story. I got so mad at her. There was a gardener snake in the grass. I grabbed this thing. I'm holding it by its head pretty humanely. Calm down, PETA. I was just a little kid. And I take this snake and I straight up whip her across the cheek with it to the point that it leaves this little welt line going straight across her cheek from a snake. And then I must have been feeling like real tough, real cool. I go to the side of our house, which has like plastic, like vinyl siding, and I carve my own name into the side of our house.
Dude.
My own name. And my
that's
parents were like,
you
"Who
couldn't
did this?"
be more self-incriminating.
They're like, "Who did this?" I'm like, "I don't know. Somebody must have."
Someone framed me. Someone was trying to look cool by carving my name into the.
I have atrocious handwriting and even worse, like carving writing, whatever you want to call it. And it was the worst. I just must have been feeling tough as heck. And on the same freaking
like Billy Badass just walking around.
So I'm grounded from everything for life. You know, they took my door. They took my mattress. They were like, "You're gonna feel this." And then they took all snacks, all treats, all devices. Everything was gone. I freaking go into the cabinet or in the cupboard. I steal a fruit roll or a fruit by the foot. You know, those like big roll up ones.
Yeah.
I steal a fruit by the foot, load that whole thing in my mouth because I got to be quick. I'm going outside to go around the corner. I'm just eating this thing. My mom goes, "What's in your mouth?" "Nothing." And I got caught. All three of those in one day. I'm like, what am I doing? It was the worst day of my childhood ever.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's like you were just trying to get it all out of the way all at once.
Imagine being my mom. The first two things happen, then you catch me stealing and lying.
Like my son's a moron. Like I thought he was just a liar. Now he's a moron on top of it.
He's dumb. I was dumb. It was
so
dumb.
He's like, I can deal with a liar, but I don't know if I can mold stupid. I just don't know if I can. This poor. Look at this window licker. Like, what's he doing?
It may have been like a like path altering moment in my life that like helped me forever.
Maybe that was one of those pruning things. Like it was like the pruning moment. Your brain was like, none of that. The whole area of the brain that came from, it can go. Like that whole section. Shut it down. Everyone move out. Get your cardboard boxes. Everyone's vacating that part of the building.
So, yep, that was little Danny. I was Danny at that time. You can check the house.
Nice.
Oh, all right, guys.
All right.
Man.
Well, it's been real.
Yeah, don't get us started on these stories. That could go on for a while. I know Nick has some. I
Oh my
know
God.
Nick
I
has
have
some.
such good ones. And if I didn't have to be at the doctor's office in 25 minutes for a
Oh,
yearly physical, I would tell
what
more of them.
what a day.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, and today's, you know what the cool part is? You can check in online now, though. And like, I'm going through the online check in, and it's like every stupid question they ask you at a yearly physical.
Yeah.
I got them all ahead of time. So I don't need to sit there with the nurse ahead of time now going, no, yeah,
Right.
no,
Do you buckle?
four,
Do you wear a
four.
seatbelt? Do you
Yeah.
smoke?
Have you smoked? How many
Yeah.
times a day do you drink alcohol?
Are you
None at all. Ha ha.
Suckers.
Suckers.
That will be fun. Yeah.
That will be fun. It'll be the first physical I'll ever be able to say that it's like, how many alcoholic beverages
Yeah.
have you had per day in the past
Right.
60 days? None.
0. Mark, thank you, man. He said, I love how chill these streams are. 100.
Dude,
Thanks, man.
me too.
We just try to talk. Like this is we've
Because
said it before. This is our
best
therapy.
part of my day. It
Yeah,
is. Like I literally I should be paying you guys for
Yeah.
this because like it's fantastic. This is what this is what I needed today. I can safely say that.
100%. 100%. So thank you guys. Stay tuned for next week. I got to hit Nick super quick after this because we have a really big day next week. I'm not telling many people, literally many people, it's not posted or anything, but Maddox has an insanely huge tryout for the Columbus Crews Future Academy where, I mean, they give you the numbered jerseys, they write your name down, they get like real deal. So there may be an altered time next week, so stay tuned. We'll get it posted and everything out there. But yeah, really big day, 1 week from today for Maddox. So best wishes and positives, anything you got out there. The boy's driven and ready.
Hell
But
yeah.
I want to say thank you guys for watching today. Nick, final words for our friends that make this stream so special.
And special and possible. Man, I don't know what I'm going to do without you guys until December 17th next Tuesday. Oh, between now and then, we have a Friday the 13th this week. So I am getting the second part of this crazy Friday the 13th collaboration tattoo.
Oh, you are?
Yep, worked on. So
In
we'll
New
have
York?
no, this is local. This is my local guy.
Okay.
Yep, right next to the office. So we'll have some new photos for Instagram for that this weekend, and
Cool.
some cool updates about that process next week when we meet up. But this will be our. Let's see, we'll have next week, and then one more right before Christmas.
Wow.
Right?
Is that what it is?
Well, the next Tuesday before that's the 24th. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll let you guys know if any adjustments need to happen or whatnot. I think.
But we'll keep it all. We'll keep things fluid here in December. That's kind of going to be the way it goes. So we'll let you know about next week and how that's looking. But stay tuned. We will have some good stuff and hopefully get to spend some more time on the wheel because some of those topics were cracking me up.
I know.
But
Yeah.
We'll see you guys
maybe
next
week we just dive right in. And
let's do like we'll do like one wheel spin right out of the gate.
I think so.
Without letting me distract us, and then we'll just.
All right, help me remember, guys. Wheel spin. I like that. All
right,
guys. We will see you next week. Please stay amazing.